Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched Doom Patrol Season 1, Episode 10, Hair Patrol. So every single episode, I think that was the weirdest episode of television I've ever seen. And then the next episode is even weirder. How could things get more weird than being inside the mind of somebody who has 64 different personalities? Well, we can have a love story set in the early 1900s between Timothy Dalton and a cave woman, and that's all taking place while a guy goes on the hunt for Niles. That very same man in 2019, using. Just thinking about it, it's so gross. He's a beard hunter. His name is Ernest. I forget his last name. I think it starts with an F. And he is the beard hunter. He is able to he gets a psychic connection to anybody whose beard hair he ingests, which is absolutely disgusting. The way he gets Niles' hair is he goes to the house and he fishes the hair out of the drain, and it's so gross. Let's not talk about that anymore. Yeah. So yeah, that's really all you need to know about this episode. It's freaking crazy and weird. Um, but anyway, back in the early 1900s, it was like 1914, 1915, something like that. We have now. I don't know. I don't understand how time works for these characters. If they have skipped through time, or if they are metahumans. The fact that they are metahumans means that they age much more slowly. I don't know. As far as Rita goes, as far as, well, I think Larry Trainer, we don't see him age because he's covering bandages anyway. And then I don't know how it works with Jane, because she's at least like 50 years old, I think. She was first getting experimented on. She had to be in her 20s, maybe in the 1970s or the 80s. Even if it was in the 80s, she would be at least 50 years old right now, I think. I think we did get a timestamp during her memory. No, maybe we didn't, because they're memories. They weren't flashbacks. She was reliving memories. So I don't think we got an actual date for those. That did seem like it was, man, well, she had a puzzle, but puzzles have been around for a long time, so that doesn't help place it. But she wasn't playing video games or anything, so it was before those existed. So I'm guessing it was in the 60s. But maybe there actually was a time on the screen, a year on the screen, when all that happens. I'll have to go back and watch that again. But anyway, my point is, I don't understand how time works for these characters as far as aging goes, because we see Niles here and he's already pretty old. He's younger than he is in the present, but he's not a teenager or anything like that. This is almost 100 years earlier. So yeah, I'm a little bit suspicious of what's going on with him there as far as age goes. Maybe there was a time jump. Maybe all of that actually took place after all of the present stuff is happening. I don't know. But he's out there. He's part of the Bureau of Normalcy, so it makes sense why we learned about that in two episodes ago. And maybe we've known about that a little bit longer than that. But we have known about it longer, but we learned more about it 2 episodes ago. But he was part of it back before World War I, and at the time, their goal was to go and find the abnormal and, I guess, preserve it or whatever. They definitely weren't trying to get rid of it like they were, as we find out, after the war started, the Great War, World War I. The guy that he was out there with survived the wolf attack that Niles ran away from, and he comes back, and the mission is changed. It is to eradicate any abnormal things, which is bad news for Niles, and he ends up indirectly murder. He does murder. He murders the guy by getting him to walk out onto a lake behind him, and then he falls into the ice using the exact same thing that happened to him. That was had the opposite effect. It was a bonding experience between him and this cave lady. I don't think she has a name or anything. If she did, I didn't catch it. But she's got a beard, and that's even more ammunition for the beard hunter. But she's a cave lady, but she can transform into this giant wolf moose thing. It's like a giant werewolf with antlers. I don't really understand what's going on, but she still exists in the present because the hunter, he's there at the house, and this is all taking place. So the present day stuff with the hunter, the beard hunter, it takes place during the last episode. Well, Cliff and Jane and Larry were all unconscious with the mind meld thing. So they go back. He goes there, and there's a whole thing with Cyborg's arm going off, the turning into a gun against his will, and it causes a whole mess. But the guy, he gets away. He tries to find Niles, or because his psychic powers of eating the hairball. It leads him to this mysterious place where there is a crochet Niles sitting there in a storage container, but it's a decoy. It's a trap of some kind. We have the cave woman come up on and attack him from behind. That ends the episode. So what's the deal with that? Mr. Nobody is searching for this lady, and Niles has no idea. It turns out that he's been, this whole thing that we're seeing, this whole story that we're seeing, it's not from the diary, because the diary he threw into the pond, into the ice water with the guy that he murdered. It's just his memories that Mr. Nobody is probing. So he's trying to find out, for whatever reason, where this cave woman is now, and he doesn't know. But the beard man knows. The beard hunter knows, but maybe he doesn't know anymore. He might be dead. But I assume we'll find out a little bit more about that. Also, we have Cyborg trying to figure out what's going on in the comic book that Danny the Street gave him, and Rita notices that there is a hunk in the advertisement on one of the pages that is missing. There's like a muscular strong man who is supposed to be in the image, but there's just like the stylized outline that would have been around the character left on the page. So I'm sure that's going to play into things very soon. We get a little bit of repeat from the last episode with when they all come back to consciousness. So that was cool to tie it together at the front and the back of this episode, and we can move forward to whatever the next thing is, which is the next episode is called Francis Patrol, and I forget who Francis is. Was that Larry's love interest back in the day before his accident? I can't remember. I feel like it is, but and just going off the thumbnail for that episode, it has Larry there in the thumbnail. So I think that's who Francis is, but I could be completely wrong. Like I was completely wrong about Hair Patrol, and it was the most disgusting thing that it's the Hair Patrol because of that hairball. Ugh. Ugh. But also the very hairy cave woman that Niles falls in love with, and there is some erotic moments. I'm a little bit glad that this show is not on HBO, because we have seen a lot more than what we did. So is that his long lost love of his life, or is she still around? He still probably sees her like all the time. Maybe. but not anymore. Not since Mr. Nobody got a hold of him. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. How much weirder the show can get. Like, if it just keeps getting weirder every single episode, I don't even know how it's going to make any sense in the season finale. But we'll find out. I'm excited to find out. So yeah, that's it. Nothing else really to talk about since the last episode. I've just been doing stuff around the house, taking care, getting ready for Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, California. Go to comicconrevolution.com for the tickets to go this weekend. It's on Saturday and Sunday. What are the days? May 19th and 20th? May 20th and May 18th and 19th. I was way off. Not way off, but off enough to be wrong. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Jake the Snake Roberts is going to be there, and a whole bunch of other people. He's the only wrestler that's there. So yeah, go and check it out. I'm in booth M7, I believe. I'll have art there that's already been artistried, already been made, and I will also be doing commissions, so you can have completely brand new art there at comicconrevolution.com. Also, Ogden Uncon in a couple of weeks, followed right after by the Fan Fest, Celebrity Fan Fest in San Antonio, and some other stuff. Go to demonjackal.com for all that information, and follow at the Demon Jackal on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But back to the podcast here. Tweet me all your thoughts. You can tweet me at the Demon Jackal also, but tweet me at TIW Podcast. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Go to tiwpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. And I'll be back real soon with, in just a few minutes, tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw is airing, so that'll be my next episode. But then I'll get right on to Francis Patrol, episode 11, and onward, getting caught up, hopefully, caught up enough to watch the finale the day that it comes out. I am super excited. Well, yeah, I might not be able to watch it the day it comes out. But that weekend, for sure, like within a week of the final episode, I'll be able to watch it, I hope. That's it for now. My whole vocal functions ceased for a second there. That's all for now. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you later here on TIW Podcast. Stay safe out there, super friends. Bye.